Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay, and welcome to another English lesson here on the channel, where I have the opportunity to help you with your English vocabulary, comprehension, and your English fluency. On today's lesson, I am going to help you with your English by reading another English story. And today's lesson is going to be at an advanced level. Okay, so I have a number of stories at beginner and intermediate level. Today will be advanced. So let me describe how today's advanced lesson will go. I will read through today's story at a moderate pace. And then I will read through the same story at a fast pace or a faster pace. And because this is advanced, I will assume that you can read and you can understand English. Okay, so I will not stop and explain different phrases in the story. But after I read the story twice, I will have some key vocabulary words to review and a quiz. So I hope you're ready to dive into today's advanced lesson. Now, before we get started, if you want to study more of my lessons, I have links to my playlist in the description, as well as links to my podcast. Okay, I hope you're ready. Let's dive into today's lesson and let's learn and have a little bit of laughter. Remember, the first time I read will be at a moderate pace. Frank, a young professional, decided it was time to apply for his first credit card to establish his credit history. He understood the importance of a good credit score when it came to making significant financial decisions. After careful research, he chose a credit card with favorable terms and responsible usage rewards. Frank used his credit card for small purchases and paid off the balance in full each month to demonstrate responsible financial behavior. Over time, his credit score improved, and he felt confident in his ability to manage credit wisely. When the opportunity to invest in real estate arose, Frank was prepared. With his solid credit history, he secured a mortgage and bought his first piece of real estate, a cozy apartment in the heart of the city. Frank's disciplined approach to credit had paid off, and he was proud of his accomplishment. All right. So I read the story at a moderate pace. Okay, let's read through now at a faster pace, and then we will go over some key definitions. Okay, are you ready? We're going to read through today's story at a quicker pace. Frank, a young professional, decided it was time to apply for his first credit card to establish his credit history. He understood the importance of a good credit score when it came to making significant financial decisions. After careful research, he chose a credit card with favorable terms and responsible usage rewards. Frank used his credit card for small purchases and paid off the balance in full each month to demonstrate responsible financial behavior. Over time, his credit score improved, and he felt confident in his ability to maintain credit wisely. When the opportunity to invest in real estate arose, Frank was prepared. With his solid credit history, he secured a mortgage and bought his first piece of real estate, a cozy apartment in the heart of the city. Frank's disciplined approach to credit paid off, and he was proud of his accomplishment. Oh, wasn't that a faster pace? Okay, what a great story, and it should be relatable to many people, especially if you live here in the United States, because credit is a part of being a citizen of this country. And if you use it wisely, you can further your financial goals. So let's look at some key definitions in this advanced English story. Credit history. Credit history. Say that with me. Credit history. A record of a person's borrowing and repayment of debts. Building a good credit history takes time and responsible borrowing. So in this country, one way to establish that you will pay with what you owe is to have a credit history. Okay, so when you are born in this country, everyone gets a social security number, or if you are from another country, they give you a different number. And these numbers identify who you are, and not only who you are personally, but also your financial state. Okay, so your credit history has to do with if you get a car loan, did you pay that loan on time? If you rent an apartment or get a mortgage or take out a loan, it will show if you make your payments on time and eventually paid it off. And it says to a creditor that you are credit worthy. Okay, it's someone that you can be trusted. So here in this country, one way to build wealth is to establish a good credit history. Okay, let's look at another key vocabulary word: financial. Financial, relating to money or the management of money. She took a financial management course to learn how to budget and invest wisely. Now, this is not going to be on the quiz questions that I have, but do you consider yourself financially wise or responsible? Some people are great at managing and budgeting money, but then some people have to improve. How would you describe yourself? Okay. Do you save? Do you budget? Do you overspend? How would you describe your financial behavior? Another key word from this advanced story is mortgage. Mortgage. Now, the T is silent. Mortgage. A legal agreement by which a bank or other creditor lends money at interest, oh boy, in exchange for taking something, okay, usually property, okay? So they took out a mortgage to buy their dream home. So if you don't have all of the money to pay for a home in this country, you can get a loan or a mortgage, and usually that money comes from a bank or some other type of financial lender. Okay. The next word, responsible. Responsible, showing a conscientious and sensible attitude towards something. Okay? It's important to be responsible, you might say, with credit card usage to avoid debt. Okay? Responsible. Okay? So to show that you're trustworthy, you are a good steward. Okay? The parent had to train their children how to be responsible. Okay? Another word, disciplined. Showing a controlled form of behavior or way of work. Oh, that's a good definition. Discipline, showing controlled behavior. His disciplined approach to saving money allowed him to reach his financial goals. Wow. Yes, when I was younger, I saved, but I wasn't as disciplined as I could have been. Now, I would say the tables have turned, okay? I'm a little different now. I am more disciplined when it comes to saving or putting money aside. So those are 5 key words from this advanced story that I want you to practice and become familiar with and use in English conversations. Okay? Now, I did this on purpose. I read the story twice. I did the definitions. Now let's see if you can remember the story. Okay, I did not do the quiz questions immediately after because I want to see if you could retain what we learned about Frank. Okay, so let's go into today's 3 quiz questions. What motivated Frank to apply for his first credit card? Can you remember the answer to number 1? What motivated Frank to apply for his first credit card? Number 2, how did Frank demonstrate responsible financial behavior with his credit card? I remember that one. How did he demonstrate responsible financial behavior with his credit card? And number 3, what did Frank do with his improved credit score? Okay, so how did he leverage his good credit? What did Frank do? Let's see if you can answer all 3 of those questions correctly down in the comment section. And of course, I do look over all the answers, so I hope you would participate. And don't forget, remember my earlier question? Do you consider yourself financially responsible? Because that's a part of being a productive citizen here in the United States. And even if you're not in this country, in the country that you live in, I believe it's a good thing to be financially responsible. Okay? Before we get out of here, I do offer online one-on-one tutoring sessions. So if you would like for me to review and help you with your English, then there is a link down in the description that you can follow and schedule a time with me. With that being said, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this advanced reading story. Okay? I hope you join me on my next English lesson. I'll see you then.